With 1.3 coming very soon, of course we need to talk about all the characters that are going to be coming out, and especially one in particular, because we've already talked about Heng with how amazing he's probably going to be as a DPS. We've already talked about Lynx with how amazing and insane she's going to be as a healer. Well, now we're going to be talking about our brand new unit and really unique unit, which is going to be Fu Xuan. She's going to be Path of Preservation, and she's also going to be a quantum character. Two things that a lot of people like to hear. Quantum is going to finally build out the mono quantum team because we needed that sustainability unit for that team, and with how insane the relics are for that team, the DPSs are for that team, Silver Wolf as a whole, a lot of stuff is going to be flowing and synergizing together really well with him. That's gonna be a really good team. But not only that, but she's still gonna be working on a lot of different teams, and there also are some characters that you're not gonna really want to pair her up with, so we'll be talking about all of that in this video. Of course, let's go ahead and start talking about her kit, because it is very different from a lot of the other Path of Preservation units. No shield, no taunting. There's a lot of different things that are going to be coming from her skill, ultimate, and talent. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. For her skill, we're going to be seeing her activate the Matrix of Prescience, and when this happens, she's going to be redirecting a portion of the damage that your allies take and put it into her instead. And not only that, she's also going to be buffing them and giving them more max HP and also more crit rate. So that's absolutely amazing already. The fact that she's able to do both of those things, I think being able to buff max HP on a bunch of characters is already really good. Not only because you are going to be able to make some units do more damage that scale off of HP, and it only goes, to the limit with what we can expect in the future. And not only that, giving crit rate, already going to be really good for a lot of DPSs. A lot of DPSs need that crit rate. A lot of people need help with that because relics don't roll to the best of what you want them to be, and there are relics that help with it, but sometimes they're not really the best thing in the world, and they're not really enough to secure the amount that you actually want. So already giving crit rate, giving max HP, redirecting damage, that's a lot of really cool things. Now the redirecting damage doesn't sound as good as the shield, but I promise you is going to be a reason why we're doing this. But let's go ahead and start talking about her ultimate as well. Now her ultimate is going to hit all enemies on the field, and not only that, you will get a trigger count for the HP restore from her talent. Now the main thing I want to say about her ultimate, which I'm pretty sure it won't hit that hard just because she is going to be a shielder type of unit. I don't expect her to be able to dish like 100Ks, 50K, 60Ks with her ultimate, because otherwise it'd be just way too broken for her to be a sustainability unit and a DPS unit. I'd rather think about it as you're triggering the passive, which gives the HP restore from her talent, which we'll talk about in a quick second. And not only that, when you're running her on mono quantum, that's going to be more shield break that you could possibly do when you're spamming ultimate or when you're getting your ultimate off. So overall, I think this is really nice, especially when you're going against a lot of different quantum units. It's going to be really nice to look at. Now when it comes to her talent, this is the reason why it's actually important to be popping your ultimate, and the reason you want Fu Xuan to actually be taking that damage that is getting redirected to her through her skill, because when she drops below a certain percentage of her HP, she's actually going to be restoring it almost to max and being like, okay, that's it, I'm reversing everything. So it's absolutely insane that she can do that, and she also can mitigate more damage for the team while she's up as well. So there's a couple really cool things. I mean, absolutely amazing things when it comes to her being a quote-unquote shielder, but not really. She's just redirecting the damage, and this can help a lot of different characters. Now when it comes to her versatility, I guess you could say, because I want to say that she's really good on almost any team, because this really doesn't take away from a lot of people but two characters, because when it comes to redirecting damage, this is always a really good thing. Being able to damage reduce everybody on the team as long as she's up, that's already a very strong thing. I think a lot of people sleep on Fire MC with how he has like almost 50% damage reduction. He takes nothing, and I mean nothing, and having a portion of that possibly is going to be very strong. But the two characters that I think that are going to be taken away from this a little bit, one a little bit and one majorly, is going to be yanqing, and one is going to be Blade. The reason why I say Blade is going to let him to get hit, which is really good. You want him to get hit, it doesn't take taunt away from him, it adds sustainability. This is a really good thing. So if you don't have Lynx, Fu Xuan can work. The only problem is it does mess up one part of his passive, which is going to be his ultimate. His ultimate wants to take, you want to take a lot of damage with Blade so that you're able to dish out an increased amount of damage when you're using your ultimate. Depending on how much lost health you've had is going to impact the amount of damage your ultimate does. So having Fu Xuan on the team can reduce the amount of damage your ultimate is going to do. So that's the only thing that's going to mess it up, but she does allow for Blade to get his stacks in for the follow-up attack. So that's, I guess you could say, the if and so when it comes to using Fu Xuan on Blade. Now the character that is not gonna like her at all in the team is definitely by far going to be yanqing, because yanqing, he doesn't want to get hit. He wants other characters to be able to take the taunt. He doesn't want to get hit at all because he needs his soul steel sync. And it's going to give him the majority of his damage, the majority of his crit rate, the majority of his crit damage. You don't want him to get hit at all. So he's not going to really like Fu Xuan if you're a yanqing main, because you want to keep that passive up. Having a shield stops you from actually getting hit and stops you from taking that damage so that he can keep his passive on. But for Fu Xuan, no taunt, you're going to get hit, you're going to lose your passive. So you don't want to have Fu Xuan and yanqing on the same team, because he really wants someone else to take that taunt for him or make a really beefy shield so that he doesn't get hit at all. But other than that, I do think Fu Xuan can work on almost any team, in all honesty, just because you're going to be redirecting everything to Fu Xuan. You're going to be taking a lot less damage with her on the field. She adds a sustainability effect to you, and she might have some crazier stuff in her traces or her eidolons, more specifically her traces, because not a lot of people are going to go for the eidolons. That might help out in other ways, but for right now, I do see her as a really nice character for sustainability, and a for sure really nice one for mono quantum, of course, because having full AoE damage on the team, especially if all of them have quantum breaks on them, ooh, that's going to be amazing. And not only that, adding on to the mono quantum team, helping it actually do damage, helping it, shred the shield little by little, keeping everybody alive by redirecting damage, is all some really good things. So I do think she's universally going to be very good, of course, for a lot of different teams, no matter what they are, just because, like I said, all of those passives that you get, the crit rate, the max HP, the sky's the limit for what she can do and who she can support in the future, because she's not tied down to any team in particular. And then, like I said, Blade is going to get messed up a little bit. You're only going to lose damage on your ultimate by a small bit, just because, like I said, you kind of want Blade to take damage so he's able to increase the damage that he can do on his ultimate. And yanqing does not want Fu Xuan at all on that team, because he wants someone else to take taunt. He wants someone else to actually take that damage so he doesn't lose his passive. So there are a couple of things that, Fu Xuan excels at and some things that keep her away from certain teams. But I do think overall, she's an amazing character. And the fact that she has Lynx on the same banner is already some really good investment in what you can do for your account. You're going to get a really nice sustainability unit in the form of Lynx, who's an amazing healer for sure, with all the things that she can do. And make sure to watch the video if you haven't already. It's gonna be somewhere in the corner. She's gonna be insane. You might want to pull for her. And then Fu Xuan, if you end up getting her, I think she's gonna be an overall universal great sustainability character and an overall team and key player for the mono quantum team as well. So other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to Fu Xuan. I know, having the redirect damage and no way to heal your team, as far as we know from Fu Xuan herself, might be a little bit of a problem. We'll see how it goes. And her being a 5-star, I'm pretty sure they might have a trick up their sleeve to make that, I guess you could say, a little bit easier, because you do want to run possibly just one abundance character or one preservation character so that everyone else can either buff or do damage and all that type of stuff. So we never know. We might have to wait till the traces come out. We might wait until she actually comes out in the game. There's a lot of things to look at. I can't wait for Dan Heng, can't wait for Lynx, can't wait for Fu Xuan. There's a lot of really cool things that you could possibly do with all these characters, and I can't wait for every single one of them. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I'm excited for Fu Xuan. I'm so happy that she's a unique type of character and someone really different from all the other preservation units. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all in the next one, and peace.